Hi friends, welcome back to Raji's Reflections. Last two Friday episodes, I spoke about the power of pause. How pausing a few seconds or slowing down can bring clarity and peace. Today, we'll see something that travels with all of us silently. It doesn't knock on the door before entering, it does not ask your permission. It simply becomes a constant companion, sometimes whispering softly and sometimes shouting loudly inside our minds. Before we get into today's reflections, if you have not subscribed to my channel so far, please hit subscribe, share, and press the bell icon for further notifications. The likely topics under the stress management to be taken up for reflections is given in the description box. Please go through them. In case you have any topics to be discussed upon, share along with your comments and opinions in the comment section for a better interaction. Shorts on related topics will also be posted shortly, twice or thrice a week. Good. Coming to today's reflections. Stress is something we all experience. Like income tax, stress is one thing you can't escape. You have to work on it. It's not just in the big moments of a crisis or conflict, it is often hidden in the small corners of our day. So let's sit with it for a while and truly understand it. When we hear the word stress, our instinct is to resist it, to get rid of it, to see it as something negative. But what if we paused for a moment and see stress not as an enemy but as a messenger? Yes, stress at its core is our body's way of saying something needs your attention. It could be physical, emotional, or mental. It could be a sign that you are overcommitted or that you care deeply about something. But the problem begins when stress stops being a visitor and becomes a permanent resident with us. Good, cheer up. We'll begin with a nice morning hot coffee on a friendly table. A new day begins with a rising sun. Means, after a full night's sleep, we should also ideally get up feeling fresh and clear. Am I right? But is it the same way for everyone? The moment we wake up, even before going to brush our teeth, our mind has already started processing many things to be done, taken up for the day. We started feeling anxious, and this emotional vibration quietly spreads into everything we do throughout the day. Today, let's explore why morning stress happens, how it colors our whole day, and what we can do to understand it better. Not to judge ourselves, but simply to become aware. Many of us believe that if we sleep well, tomorrow will automatically be a calm day. But the mind doesn't work like a washing machine. If we sleep, we get some physical rest. But worries that we fear facing, decisions we did not take, and emotions we did not express, they quietly wait for us. Think of your mobile. When you switch it off at night, all your notifications vanish temporarily. The moment you switch it on in the morning, everything loads again. Our mind loads our mental notifications the moment we wake up. Yesterday's unresolved concerns return instantly. Unfinished work, a tension with a family member, fear of a pending bill, a meeting we are worried about, uncertainty or guilt, or the constant pressure of being on time, etc. 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 The list is long and different to each one of us, but all of us have a list. So even before our morning coffee, our mind is already processing yesterday. Morning is the most vulnerable time because several needs collide. Morning stress is not always caused by the morning. It is caused by how we lived yesterday, how we reacted last week, and how we have trained our mind for years. Uncertainty makes the mind restless even before the day starts. We want everything to go smoothly. Housework, office, our expectations, and the fear of failing adds stress. If we went to bed with phone scrolling, news, messages, or arguments, the mind restarts from that last emotional state. We think we woke up fresh, but actually we woke up in a continuation mode. Every morning is not just the beginning of a day, it's the beginning of our emotional script. If we try to understand what drives our morning reactions, the stress, we will get the awareness to have a calmer, clearer and grounded day. In course of time, when we bring this awareness into our daily life, stress stops feeling like an enemy. It becomes a quiet teacher, reminding us of balance, rest and inner strength. Not by force, not by perfection, but through this awareness. Because ultimately, it is our life, our reactions, our emotional well being. They are all in our hands. Good. With this awareness into our daily life, can we live without stress? No, not possible at all. We cannot eliminate stress because it's part of being human. As I told earlier, like income tax, you cannot avoid, but you can only work on it. We can understand it, manage it, and transform it. A small flame can give light, but if uncontrolled, it can burn the house. Stress is the same. Let me share a story with you I recollect often. Once a student asked a teacher, "How do I live a stress free life?" The teacher smiled and replied, "Find me one person who truly lives without stress, and I'll show you someone who has stopped growing." The student looked puzzled. The teacher said, "Don't wish for a life without stress. Wish for the wisdom to walk with it gracefully." That line has stayed with me. To walk with stress gracefully. Because it is not the presence of stress that defines our peace. It is our presence within it. Then how to handle it? We will briefly see that today. But we'll have a deeper discussion and insight in the upcoming episodes. First, become aware of what exactly is troubling you and what is the cause of your stress. Is it real or an imagined one? Is it under your control or not? Half the stress disappears when we understand the source. Take one thing at a time. Multitasking is overrated. The mind performs best with one focused action. Next, when you feel stressed about something, share with someone whom you trust or comfortable with. Sharing is not a weakness, it is ventilation for the heart. When you are not at ease, a pause gives clarity and reduces mental noise. By now, we knew the importance of a pause and can understand it better. Accept imperfection. Life will not always obey us. Acceptance is strength, not surrender. Our body is often the first to sense stress and the last to be heard. It whispers through fatigue, headaches, muscle tension, or even shallow breathing. When we ignore those whispers, they grow into shouts. But if we listen to it at the early stages itself, through mindful breaks, gentle breathing, we restore balance before imbalance takes root. So maybe managing stress isn't about controlling life. It is about listening to life. Let me wind up today's reflection with a story most of you might know but requires repeated remembrance for us to be aware of the reality. Once a professor walked into the class holding a glass of water. Students expected the classic question, half full or half empty? But he surprised them. He asked each one of them to take their water bottle and asked the weight of the bottle. Each one, depending on the size, came out with a different answer. First, he asked them to hold it for a minute and then keep it down. Comfortable. Then he asked them to take the water bottles and hold it for 5 minutes. They could manage. After a few minutes of rest and some discussion, he again asked them to take it and hold it till he asked them to keep down. Even after 20 minutes, he did not say anything. He was just observing. The students started feeling so uneasy and tired. At one point, one of the students requested the professor that he can no longer hold the water bottle and wanted to keep it down. Gaining the courage, the other students also expressed that their hands are aching and wanted to put their bottles down. He asked if they found any change in the weight of the bottle they are holding. The answer was no, as there will not be any change in the weight of the bottle. Then why did they feel the ache when they held it for a longer time? The professor explained. The weight of the bottle you held does not matter. What matters is how long you are holding it. If you hold it for a minute, it is fine. If you hold it for an hour, your arm will ache. If you hold it for a whole day, your hand becomes numb and paralyzed. The weight has not changed, but the longer you hold it, the heavier it becomes. Stress is like this water bottle. The longer we carry it, the heavier life feels. Put the glass down, take a pause, then lift it again. Ultimately, it is yours and you have to handle it. Stress is not an enemy, it is a signal, a whisper from life saying, slow down, breathe, take care of your inner world. Let us learn to understand stress instead of fearing it. When we learn to pause, reflect, and respond calmly, stress becomes our teacher, not our destroyer. Before I say bye for the day, a small tip. If you have listened to the talk carefully, I said, after a good night's sleep, we think we woke up fresh, but actually, we woke up in continuation mode. Before going to sleep daily, take a few seconds of pause to break from the day long work, break the chain of thoughts disturbing you, listen to some soothing music or to some meditative calming talk or whatever makes you feel calm for at least 10 to 15 minutes and then go to sleep. Practice this and see the magic. Thank you for spending this reflective moment with me. If this touched you, do like, share, and subscribe. And join me every Friday for more gentle reflections on life, awareness, and inner growth. Stay healthy, be happy, and radiate happiness. Till we meet again on Friday.